What's up?
Oh, I'm just compiling all the top sports scores, news, and odds so I can make the very best bets.
Me too. BetOnline.ag.
Join today and receive your 50% welcome bonus at betonline.ag.
We just heard from Danny Ainge following the conclusion of the 2019 NBA draft. And while this might be like uncertain times for the Celtics and Boston fans might not be so pleased with the current state of the team, Ainge seems very happy and very optimistic and confident in the direction that they're going following this draft.
I don't think there's any question that Danny Ainge feels confident that his staff was as prepared going into this draft as any draft in recent memory. And the reason I say that, Sierra and Scott, is because he clearly was confident that he was going to pick from character. And that was really kind of the essence of at least their first two picks. And I asked him about it, and he said, well, actually, it was all four picks. Character mattered in this particular NBA draft. And the other thing that he said that was also significant to me is we stuck to the plan of best player available, so we were not drafting toward need.
Yeah, the question that I have is, Danny is portraying confidence tonight, but should he be confident tonight? I mean, this is going to be a major overhaul of this team. This team is going to be much younger moving forward. You're going to have some of these draft picks, guys who were picked in the teens and 20s. You got to be counting on these guys moving forward next year to make a big contribution alongside guys like Jaylen Brown, the guys that Danny mentioned tonight. He did not mention Kyrie Irving tonight. He did not mention Al Horford tonight. He did not mention Aaron Baines tonight. He mentioned Jaylen Brown, he mentioned Jason Tatum, he mentioned Gordon Hayward,
right.
He mentioned Robert Williams, and when asked, he mentioned Terry Rozier. So you have to figure that those are the guys, even though there was a lot of things he couldn't talk about, he said he couldn't talk about, didn't want to talk about tonight, those were the few guys he did talk about, and those are the guys who are going to be the core moving forward. How confident do you feel in that team with a few rookies added?
And Danny Ainge also obviously said, as you mentioned, Trags, that he was drafting the best player available, so they did not address their need for a big man, a center. So that's something that they will have to look towards in free agency now. How do you think that this team should approach that, given that now they also have some cap space that they didn't think that they were going to have just a week ago?
And that was something that I thought was not a reveal from Danny Ainge, because he tried not to reveal much, but he did indicate that, for all of the thoughts of defections that are on people's minds, and rightfully so, all the people walking out the door, he said, I will be able to talk about this once free agency starts. So you may have an indication that, as much as he said, we can't talk to free agents until June 30th, we all know how that works, they may have something in the works. There's a reason why they've been building that salary cap space up into the 20s to perhaps, if Terry Rozier doesn't come back, over $30 million.
Right.
That's money that's not going to be there next summer when they have to start paying Jaylen Brown. If they're going to spend that money, they're going to have to spend it this summer.
The other thing that came up to me that really stuck out was the word that Danny used, and also Brad Stevens used, opportunity, and the other word is leadership.
Yeah.
Different people on this team are going to have to lead at different points throughout the season. Danny Ainge said here tonight after the draft is the one thing that he said was guys can always lead and will lead during different parts of the season, sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worst, but there will always be enough leaders in that locker room.
And this segment was brought to you by betonline.ag. Head to clnsmedia.com/win. Enter promo code CLNS50 for 50% cash back on your first deposit. So the Celtics drafting 4 players tonight throughout the first and second rounds. So there's absolutely no doubt that there will be plenty of youth on this team going forward. But we're also expected to hear from these players on Monday as of now. So for all of that coverage, head to our website at clnsmedia.com and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel at CLNS Media.